Disclaimer, the comments made in this video are intended for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to offend anyone. Today's episode is a front row seat to confidence sprinting past competence at Olympic speed. So grab your popcorn, adjust your algorithm, and get comfortable because today we are watching woke TikTokers absolutely lose the plot over ICE. Kicking things off, we've got a TikTok woke activist who thinks federal law works on demand.
ICE, get out of Virginia. Get out of Virginia. We do not want you here. We're not going to build a detention center in Hanover. You are not going to build a detention center in Richmond. The protests that are about to happen are going to be insane. You are not killing any more Americans. You are not killing anyone else. You guys need to just go. You guys should be thrown into a coliseum and forced to fight each other. Taking $100,000 to $200,000 to families, 100 to 200K to be evil. That's what our world is. That's what this world has come to. ICE, get out of Virginia. We don't want you here. Get out. Get out.
He lays down orders, predicts wild protests, and accuses ICE of everything under the sun, all straight to a phone camera. No facts, no authority, just volume and vibes. It's confidence doing laps while common sense stays home. Up next is San Francisco, where couch activism meets national importance in real time.
I understand if you have never been to a protest or a march or a rally, or intimidated by it, or also don't see the point of it, but I think it is actually pretty critical to the future of this country and the strength of the Bay Area and San Francisco, especially ahead of Super Bowl, to be able to demonstrate to the country and to this administration that we will absolutely not stand by the actions of ICE, Border Patrol, any federal agencies that have terrorized communities, that have killed citizens, immigrants, people that have just been trying to build a life in this country. And so I would encourage you to consider coming tomorrow at 1 p.m. to Dolores Park to participate in the National Day of Action.
She gently explains protests for beginners, ties it to the Super Bowl, and blames ICE for everything short of the weather. It is calm, confident, and completely detached from reality. Nothing says serious movement like a tie-dye hoodie and captions doing all the heavy lifting. Here comes Denver, where breaking news meets instant apocalypse framing.
3 journalists have just been arrested. Don Lemon, Georgia Fort, and Jamal Lundy, all for the simple act of documenting the ICE protests in the aftermath of Renee Good and Alex Preddy's killings. This is fascism. Donald Trump is using ICE as a secret police force, and he's arresting anybody who dissents or documents that dissent. And we cannot allow it. Join us later today at 2 p.m. at La Alma Park. We're standing in solidarity with Minneapolis for this general strike. We have to fight back.
She declares journalist arrests, drops names like receipts, and jumps straight to secret police accusations. Fascism gets diagnosed in under 10 seconds, Trump gets cast as the villain, and a general strike gets scheduled before lunch. It is panic, certainty, and zero verification wrapped into one urgent selfie speech. Take a look at this one from Oregon, where the city council turns into a therapy session instead of a policy discussion.
I'm scared for my parents to walk out there. To walk out their house because I might not be able to say goodbye to them if they go to work. I might not ever be able to say bye or see them again if you guys don't side with us. And I'm scared because of it, because they fought so hard to come here and choose a life for their kids. And I really hope you guys do hear what everyone in this room has been saying, and I hope you guys do side with us, because we are fighting for our rights and we are getting treated like animals because people judge us by the color of our skin and the way that we talk. And we have a president that acts like a child and doesn't side with us because of the way he thinks about us. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of telling my mom and dad every day after school that, have you seen the new video of ICE pulling someone over because the color of their skin? I'm tired of everything. And I hope you guys really do something about it, because I really do want something to change, because I should not live like this as a 16-year-old. I shouldn't be scared. I should be focusing on school, and I can't even focus on school.
A teenager pours out raw fear, and the room responds with applause, not answers. Emotion does all the talking, facts stay silent, and hard questions never show up. It is heartbreaking, powerful, and still not how law or enforcement decisions actually get made. Coming up, we've got Minneapolis, where bragging about chaos gets treated like a victory lap.
Out of Minneapolis right now with 2 small wins today. One, Jacob Lang, didn't go so well for him today. Small numbers, they kept getting cornered in downtown, and then a very friendly Minnesotan gave him a nice super soaking, drenching him head to toe in water, including his little cotton gloves and cotton hat. It's 13 degrees here in Minneapolis today. He got so cold, he began asking Minnesotans for help, which of course they did not give him. The Minneapolis Police Department was pursuing him in his red Ford My Next small win. Today in South Minneapolis at the Arco gas station on Lake Street, a convoy of 4 vehicles filled with ICE agents pulled up on a man pumping gas and arrested him, threw him in the back of one of their vehicles to abduct him when we got the call for this ICE sighting. Within minutes, we had 20 to 30 observers on foot and in vehicle, myself included, where we showed up and we overwhelmed these ICE agents so much that they let this detainee go. Now, my video does not include this detainee's face or his vehicle as a means to protect him further, but it's working, you guys. It's working, and I know that dozens of arrests are happening in the metro area every day, but dozens more would be happening if it wasn't for the organized way that my community is showing up to stop these ICE agents, and we're scaring them. They are scaring us, but we are scaring them right back. We have to keep going. It is working.
A TikToker celebrates soaking people in freezing weather and claims she scared ICE into backing off, all while smiling like it is community service. Then Jeremy steps in and does what she cannot. Calm words, basic logic, and suddenly the fantasy collapses on contact with reality. Now for this one, a guy in a lawn chair says what everyone stuck in traffic is already thinking.
These protesters are so stupid, man. They want to block this traffic, hold their signs, blow their whistles, have their loudspeaker horns for absolutely nothing during the middle of the week, knowing well they don't have a job and they're getting paid to do it. And when they block traffic and you get police around them trying to get them out the vehicle, that way they could get away, they want to take off when they got an ICE agent in the front of them. And when they get their inside of their vehicle decorated with their brain matter and whatever else, where the other bullets went, there wants to be a big old uproar. No mother, stop blocking traffic, stop giving those people a hard time. They're doing their job. Get the illegals out of this country. Y'all are not going to win this war. I promise you, you're not. Idiot. Brainwash. Tards.
He unloads on protesters blocking roads, blowing whistles, and acting shocked when law enforcement steps in. No slogans, no hashtags, just blunt frustration and a reminder that stopping traffic is not activism. It is a shortcut to losing sympathy fast. Here's a good one, where a duet turns outrage into a group affirmation session.
Some people are just pure evil. Going after kids?
Hi, ICE agents have children too. Most of them have children too. And it's not as hard as you think to figure out who they are, where they go to school, their names. It's not hard at all.
What an evil person.
The top screen unloads every historical accusation possible, Nazis included, while the bottom screen nods, claps, and treats it like gospel. No pushback, no questions, just applause and labels flying. It ends with, "Did that answer your question?" which really means discussion closed. Reality optional. Moving to the next, we've got bedroom activism with choreography.
You get the bag and fumble it, I get the bag and flip it and tumble it. Straight off
She mocks someone flexing their algorithm like it is a moral achievement. No words needed, just eye rolls, hand motions, and pure disbelief. Apparently watching ICE clips on your feed now counts as action. Turns out scrolling is not courage, and vibes are not credentials. This time, it's car seat civics with a side of conspiracy energy.
I'm going to explain to you what ICE is and why it's so controversial, and not only because of what's going on right now. So ICE stands for Immigration, Customs, and Enforcement, and it was established in 2003, which is very important because it was following 9/11. Now, there's a quote from Obama's White House Chief of Staff that says, "Never let a crisis go to waste." And they didn't, because after 9/11, we had a nation that was very fearful of foreign invaders and had a lot of anxiety about national security. And the government leveraged that fear to institute policies without resistance that otherwise might have received scrutiny. ICE is a sub-agency of Homeland Security, which is in the executive branch where the president is as well, and the president gets to choose who the head of Homeland Security is. When people say ICE is just doing their job is to enact the political will of the sitting president, because their actual job is to enforce the laws based on how the president prioritizes and interprets them. So ICE is a political agency because its actions and practices and objectives shift with each sitting president and aren't necessarily guided by legal statutes. And now you know that ICE exists because the government took advantage of a vulnerable nation and gave this agency broad powers and very little oversight.
She speed runs a history lesson, ties ICE to fear, politics, and secret motives, and calls it education. Big claims, zero pushback, and a camera nod for authority. It sounds official until you realize it is just opinions stacked like facts and driven home confidently. Now check this out, where slow motion analysis turns into a full courtroom drama on TikTok.
You know what I think? This is what I think. I think Jonathan Ross got out of his car. He was filming and wanted to take evidence of whatever was happening here. Then as he approaches Renee, not only is she not trying to agitate or aggravate the situation, she's actually trying to de-escalate the situation. Then Jonathan Ross goes to the back of the car where he encounters Renee's wife. There's something in this part of the footage that I think is important to know. See here, you can see in the reflection of the car, his phone is in his right hand. Then as he's filling the license plate, he encounters Renee's wife. And big, strong Jonathan does not like what she has to say.
It'll be the same fight when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen. You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead. Out the car.
Did you catch that? While they're having their exchange, he walks further around the car, and then he does this. He switches the phone from his right hand to his left hand, because what side of his body is his firearm on? See, he was ready. He switched his phone from his right hand to his left hand so his right hand could be ready. This was before the car was moving, because Renee only started driving forward once this guy started pulling on her door trying to open it. But Jonathan Ross already had his gun unholstered. I mean, what does that tell you? Here's what I think. I don't think Jonathan liked that these two women were getting in his way. I don't think that he liked that these two women were emasculating him and making him feel small. Go get a sandwich, big boy. He doesn't like that feeling. He's the big strong man. And how dare these feel like that? And is anyone shocked that these ICE agents are not only racist, but they're also misogynists? He didn't like that these women were standing up to him. He didn't like that they were in his way. You can even hear it after he puts 3 bullets in Renee's face. This. He doesn't care that the woman that he just shot 3 times was dead or alive, but he made sure that he called her a And again, her tires were to the right. His body was to the left. If she wanted to run him over, she would have gone straight. I'm no forensics expert. I'm no crime scene investigator, but I'm seeing what I saw.
She pauses the footage, circles his hands, assigns motives, and confidently narrates what everyone was thinking. Every movement becomes proof. Every pause becomes intent. By the end, speculation is treated like evidence, and commentary replaces facts, all delivered with absolute certainty and zero doubt. Here's a good one, where talking points meet instant reality check.
Well, first of all, what happened and what we saw today was a horrific act of violence. And
which one's running over the agent or what?
You know, my heart goes out to the victim's family of this. You know, I think what we have now, we are seeing is that ICE is not just becoming an anti-immigrant force in this country, it is becoming an anti-civilian paramilitarization. People are getting taken off of the streets for exercising their free speech rights. The president himself has asserted that, in fact, one of the reasons that this murder may have been quote unquote justified is on free speech grounds. So this is now turned into what our greatest fear is and has been for a long time, that this will be used as an anti-civilian force, that it has no accountability. At the end of the day, what we saw today is a murder.
Murder?
Yeah, murders in cold blood.
Cold blood?
To be prosecuted.
Prosecuted? Yeah. Play the clip for her. She ain't getting it. Murder in cold blood. Okay. That look like... She hit him. She hit him with the car. Come on, next one. Come on. Get Mayor Johnson's sorry, ashy elbows onto the show. Mayor Johnson is the fakest, most fraud. They just get these Negroes that know how to talk good and faker than 3 left shoes on an 8-legged man at a swap meet. You know he ain't about that. That man ain't supported. Chicago ain't.
Good evening, Chicago. I would like to take a moment to address the tragic
black on black violence
today in Minneapolis.
Oh, Minneapolis.
The video that many of us have seen of ICE officers fatally shooting a woman at point blank range is deeply disturbing and unfortunately all too similar to incidents that have transpired here in Chicago.
Talking about what incidents, Brandy? You talking about black on black violence? Because I don't see your black behind on here saying nothing when a brother laying dead in the street. What are you talking about? You're in the murder capital of the country. And I ain't seen a press conference yet. When a kid's getting shot in the head at a birthday party.
AOC calls it murder. Politicians pile on, and then the footage rolls. Officer Tatum pauses the clip, asks one simple question, and the whole narrative falls apart. No slogans, no spin, just video evidence doing the arguing, while the outrage scrambles for a backup plan. Up next is a traffic stop that somehow turns into a personal tragedy.
Absolutely incredible. I can't believe there are people like this in this country. I just cannot believe it. But hey, how many people we got in this country? 350 million, right? So I guess mathematically speaking, you know, it's a certainty that you're gonna have individuals like this. I'm not sure about you guys, but I didn't hear anything that warranted these tears, right? ICE did a traffic stop, right? They blocked the road. They stopped her for a few minutes. They took her license, which, I mean, again, she made that sound so bad. Oh, they took my license. Oh. They walked around my vehicle. They checked my license plate. Ah! Here's the kicker, right? The kicker is that she claims that I said, well, you know, there's a lot of illegals in this area and they got to be eradicated, right? Eradicated. Now, again, I don't know if they actually said that. I don't believe they actually said that. In fact, when I saw this video, I couldn't believe it was real, right? I had to check the profile to make sure this is not a skit, a parody, because, you know, a lot of this stuff, if it's too good to be true, right? A lot of times it's a parody, it's a skit. And, you know, it's getting to the point now where it's really hard to tell the difference. But no, this woman is woke, right? She's actually really woke like this. This level of wokeness is just, I mean, it's really hard to grasp, really. It's hard to understand. I'm not sure if I believe that's what I said, right? That the illegals need to be eradicated. I'm not even sure if they called the illegals illegal, okay? They may have said something like, hey, you know, there are a lot of undocumented immigrants, a lot of activity around here that we're looking for, and, you know, we're trying to enforce the law. Maybe they said something like that. I don't know, right? These liberals just make up stuff, right? They just lie about stuff like this all the time. But basically, this woman is breaking down in tears because she got stopped by ICE and they let her go. Right? That's what happened. You got stopped. They checked your license. They made sure you weren't in the country illegally and they let you go. And somehow, some way, this was a traumatic experience for this young woke white student, right? Traumatic. It's fascinating. It really is. The country that we're living in. So, hey, you know, I personally believe that this woman needs therapy, right? I personally believe that this is your mind on BS now, right? This is your mind on CNN. This is your mind on woke ideology.
She cries on TikTok over a routine check, calls it traumatizing, and adds a few dramatic quotes for flavor. Then the commentator walks it back to reality. License checked, minutes passed, release happened. No abuse, no danger, just feelings sprinting ahead of facts and collapsing on impact. Here we have an early morning briefing straight from the Narrative Command Center.
All right, good morning, everyone. It's 8:30 a.m., Sunday, February 1st. And what do we know? Mayor Bass already put out a statement. It looks like it's with Fox LA. I'm not good with my editing app yet, but I'll get to it so I can put it here, but I'm just going to read it off. It looks like she quoted, "We're already struggling with the police department right now in terms of overtime costs. We are strapped in terms of hiring the number of officers that we have, yada, yada, yada." Anyway, it looks like they're completely were intending on controlling the narrative of that night. I will post the link to this so you can read this article on how they were trying to just try to spin this narrative of what happened last night. But definitely keep an eye on mainstream media, and let's follow the string because we already know what they were trying to do. But yeah, I gotta head out, so stay safe today.
She reads headlines, dismisses details with a casual yada yada, and announces a coordinated media plot before finishing her coffee. No evidence needed, just vibes, timestamps, and a reminder to hurt pockets. It is investigative journalism powered by suspicion, confidence, and absolutely nothing verified. Take a look at this one, where urgency hits maximum volume in under 30 seconds.
We are underreacting. Protests aren't making mainstream news. Our media is being censored. Federal agents are legally allowed to racially profile. The 10 Commandments are up on the walls of Texas classrooms. No one is being let into these ICE detention facilities to check to make sure people are being treated humanely. Women are losing their rights to bodily autonomy. We are underreacting, and we have seen these things before. ICE is the new word for Gestapo. Trump is the new word for Hitler. Get up and do something. Go to protest. Talk to your lawmakers. Get online like this and speak up.
She declares censorship, racial profiling, and history repeating itself, then jumps straight to Gestapo comparisons like it is a checklist. Every claim stacks higher, proof never shows up, and the solution is always protest harder. When everything is an emergency, nothing actually gets explained. Here's a good one, straight from the driver's seat where reality still applies.
Celebrity. You're asked about your political opinion or your thoughts on ICE, deportations, and all this crap. Do the world a favor and shut your goddamn mouth. Okay? You don't know nothing about the real world. The only thing you're concerned about is losing your gardeners and your housekeepers. Okay? Paid clowns with a worthless goddamn opinion. Alright? Do us all a favor and just shut the f*** up.
A trucker unloads on Celebrity Hot, takes about ICE and deportations, and none of it is gentle. No lectures, no filters, just a blunt reminder that fame does not equal wisdom. When working people talk, the fantasy commentary suddenly sounds very out of touch. Coming up, we've got a TikTok moment where activism takes a hard left into something darker.
Hi, you know, ICE agents have children too. Most of them have children too. And it's not as hard as you think to figure out who they are, where they go to school, their names. It's not hard at all.
She calmly hints at tracking ICE agents' kids like it is casual trivia, smirking the whole time. Then the reaction hits. One sentence, no theatrics, just moral clarity. When the mask slips this far, even the internet knows that line was crossed. And finally, this is for Hollywood Feelings Hour, where tears replace facts in real time.
I just want to say that I'm so sorry. How many people are getting attacked? The children. They don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything, I promise.
Selena sobs through an Instagram story, apologizing, promising everything, and admitting she has no idea what to do. It is raw, emotional, and heartfelt, but policy does not run on crying selfies. Sympathy pours in, answers stay missing, and nothing actually changes. And there you have it. Another reminder that shouting slogans is not the same thing as knowing the law, and live streaming a confrontation does not magically turn it into a courtroom victory. If you enjoyed watching confidence crash into consequences, hit that like button, subscribe for more public meltdowns in the wild, and drop a comment telling us which moment made you pause the video just to laugh or shake your head.